FC Mobile community. Welcome to FC Mobile Live. I'm Antoine, your host. Excited to be back here for another episode. It's great to see everybody in chat, waiting, hopping into stream right now. We're here to talk Numero, guys. New event coming up really soon. But before we get into that, as well as some info on the limited beta a little bit later, I just want to ask, how is everybody doing? I'm seeing everybody in chat. I'm also seeing everybody dropping in flags from where they're from. Love to see that. So drop in where you're tuning in from around the world. It's great to see how much of a global game FC Mobile is. And it's great to see all of you guys recognize some faces coming back. Good to see you guys. Tack and Fish are not on the stream today, but they'll be back in our next one. So you get Antoine. Just myself on this one, but it'll be a great show. Excited to go through it with you guys, and really excited to see the amount of flags in the chat there. Just really all over the world, seeing awesome to see India, Turkey, seeing some France, Nigeria, Morocco. Look at that, testing the flag knowledge. Those are the easy ones. But really excited to see you guys here. As well, wanted to see, how did you guys find Champions, the latest event? What has been your favorite week of Champions? I know we're into the final few days now of it. Personally, I was a big fan of the Real Madrid week. I thought that one had a lot going on. The Bernabeu Stadium was really fun. Obviously, the icons in there and heroes were pretty exciting. And the fact that you could make kind of like a 2017 theme team just around Real Madrid for that year was pretty cool. But do drop in the chat, what was your favorite week? I want to see. I'm seeing people say week 3. Some people are saying the Liverpool week. Honestly, the Man City Liverpool week that's going on right now is pretty good. It's a good week for obviously the top center backs, but in general, some pretty good ones. Someone was mentioning the Juventus week was their favorite. I don't know if anyone in chat agrees with that, but cool to see obviously the variety of teams and also just the different eras that we're looking at. I'm seeing someone saying Chelsea. Yeah, that was a solid week to start us off. Real Madrid, yeah, a lot of people dropping in Real Madrid in the chat. So that makes sense. And then the last question I wanted to ask you guys before we get into it was, what is your team OVR right now? What are you guys at? And then hopefully when we go into Numero, as well as looking at the new player items in there, the drafts, the star signings, what you hope you can get your OVR up to. But right now, though, drop in the chat what your current team OVR is. I love seeing this. It's always fun to see everybody dropping in the numbers. There we go. Drop in chat, guys. 127. Somebody put 147. I'm sorry. I think there's a typo there, unless you're doing something special. But no, 125, 126, 127. Nice to see you guys. That's good. That's good. Very good to see. So yeah, I think overall, like Champions, like we touched on the stream about a month ago. Star signings, the shard costs were a lot lower, I think, than people expected, which has given a lot of ability to catch up, get some of the players you really want, boost up your team. And then at the same time, looking at the way the event was structured, we saw some feedback coming in, obviously, around some of the longer full-length matches, maybe not always matching up with the rewards you want, but at the same time, you get to go through the history of these clubs. And they're purely optional, but they are fun to play, get some of the kits, get the stadium, some of the extra vanity. So definitely keeping that in mind for future events. But good to see everybody dropping in chat their favorite team or the favorite week, team OVR, and also where they're from. So without further ado, and I don't have my yapping partners here with me, so we're going to keep this one brief in terms of the intro, is we're going to pull up the player banner now for Numero. So a big new event. It's a 4-week event. Every week there'll be new numbers that are going to be featured. And this week, to kick us off, is number 7. So you saw already on socials yesterday the 3 players. I think most of you guessed them correctly. They're pretty straightforward. Maybe the only one was that French striker. It could have gone another way, maybe with Thierry Henry, but I think a lot of you already guessed Cantona. So I think 3 for 3, most of you will have guessed it correctly. But basically what Numero is, it's an event structured around a number, around a famous basically a famous number that can be correlated to a team. So the number 7 on Real Madrid, for example, or the number 7 on Manchester United. They have a connotation, or even the number 7, what does that mean as like a striker or a winger? So every week there's going to be a new number that comes out, and there'll be players released around that number specifically. So it's really kind of to show that these numbers, the numero, have an extra like story behind them. So there'll be chapters every week, 4 weeks, each chapter focusing on a new number, and with that, new players dropping. So number 7 is what we kick off with. I'm seeing some people in chat asking about other players that have number 7. We'll be checking out the full list for this week. Some pretty solid ones in there, so excited to go through that with you guys. So I've got the build open up on my phone right now. So we're going to pull that up, and we're going to go through Numero, the event. All right, so here we are, chat, Numero. We're going to open up the event, and right away we're greeted by none other than New Orlando City, number 7, Antoine Griezmann, who is in the Star Pass. We'll check that out just in a bit. But there's going to be some daily trivia, and then you can see the reward for number 7, Numero 7 chapter, is you get this awesome kit. And then as we go through every week, new numeros. And then we'll go through the Numero 7 chapter, but you get different rewards based on the chapter. And then once you complete all the chapters, you get to pick. So there's a 123 Dalglish here, red ranked. And before we get in that chat, let's just do the daily trivia. So what was David Beckham's most iconic squad number at Manchester United? Let's drop in chat. It's an easy one, but it is always fun to see chat light up with all the answers. So drop in who it is. We're going to answer the trivia here together. Let's go. Easy peasy. It's number 7. Get some gems. And then let's head into Numero 7. So it's pace, it's dribbling, it's attacking threat. It's with usually strikers, attacking wingers. In the chapter, daily trading, so you'll play some skill games, and you're going to get these tokens, Numero tokens. So we're just going to check through different amounts, and then you'll have some more here with match requirements for different rewards. So pretty straightforward as well. And then from there, there's going to be the reward path. So you're going to take your Numero tokens into the reward path, grab your rewards, rank up points, voucher, and then for the chapter, it's a 117 Dalglish. So I don't think for a lot of you this is really going to be super exciting getting the Dalglish, but at the end of the main event, there is a final reward once you complete all the chapters. So we're not going to spend too much time on the event here. What I think you guys all want to check out is going to be the drafts and the players, and then we're just going to check out the Star Pass real quick here just to see Antoine Griezmann as the 125. You can see him there, and then all the way at the end. So I think the main one we want to check out, chat, is going to be Numero 7 draft and the players. I saw a lot of you asking about Vinny Jr. He is in the event. He is a 122. So right off the bat, I think we may be looking at one of the scarier left wingers. And then we've got Shevchenko we saw. We've got Joe Bellingham here. And then we have some other players like Berenguer. We got Knopf, Puado into the 112s all the way to 118s. So let's go right away into Vinny Jr. because I think a lot of you were asking about him when we dropped the 7 teaser. But right off the bat, the pace, 161. He's got 5-star skill moves. Obviously amazing dribbling. So we're going to just check out the stats on this one. And then we've got Rapid and Trickster. So that right away is a scary combination. 161 with Rapid. I think, guys, this is going to be a very scary player on the wings. And you can play him at striker or left mid as well. But that Trickster as well is going to be a scary one. And then let's check out Shevchenko. He's a 121. Pace and shooting at 152. Finishing is going to be really good on this one. And then power shot as the playstyle. And then let's check out Job here as a 120 center mid. Basically 130 plus, except physical, across the board. All around center mid. 3-star weak foot, though. He does have relentless 3-star skill moves. So this is a look at Numero 7, the draft for A. However, let's check out the star signings, because I feel like that's where a lot of you want to see what the prices are here. So I'm just going to filter first. Let's filter by Numero. It won't show those 3 icons, but we get to see the shard prices right away for Vinny. 67. So I think as a top left winger, this way is going to be a little on the pricey side. But who is this? We've got Bukayo Saka. 121 right mid. 5-star skill moves. Or sorry, 4-star skill moves. 4-star weak foot. What are we thinking here? Got rapid and whipped cross. And you can play right mid as well. For 22,000 shards, what are we thinking? And then looking at the Bellingham is 13,000. And then Xavi Simons here from Spurs, currently out with injury, recovering, but a 120 cam. Good dribbling, good pace. He's got tiki-taka here with 4-star skill moves and 4-star weak foot. He can also play left mid, but you probably want him at a cam. 5,000, 5,300 shards. I'm seeing some dubs in chat. What are we thinking, guys? First look. I think the big jump up from Saka to Vinny in terms of cost really stands out. But that's Saka. If you're looking for a new right winger and you have the 22,000, seems actually pretty decent. And then let's look at some of the 119s here. We have Pellegrini, plays for Roma, 119. He's got tiki-taka as well. Actually, one thing chat didn't show, would want to go back and look at for Vinny, was just the traits. He's got high work rate, medium, or high attacking, medium defending, and then you can see just his traits here. I see someone in chat was mentioning Pellegrini from a really old event. I want to say this is like, an event 8 years ago. If you know which one it is, drop in chat. That is a throwback. We've got Zielinski here. 5-star weak foot. And he's got bullet pass with some high medium. Can probably play... He can probably play cam, no? No, I guess he's just center mid. It was Treasure Hunt, yes. Good shout out. For those who know, Treasure Hunt, that's a throwback. And yes, Ferran Torres here, the action shot will be updated as he is now playing for PSG. The man who scored the winning goal in the finals. He's got rapid. He had a couple nice finishes over the weekend. I don't know if you guys saw for PSG. Pretty solid finishing. He had a nice kind of flick-on header. But he comes in at left wing. He can probably play, striker and right wing there. He's in 119 for 13,000 shards. So a bit of a bump up from the normal. And then we get into 118s. Anybody here, chat, in the 118s you want to look at? Anybody interested in seeing Joe Linton? I feel like he's always got some interesting physicality. Yeah, he's a strong player, 143, and he's got Guardian too, high, and then he can play him at left wing, interestingly enough. So that's kind of a look at some of the Numero players. The other one as well, chat, is Game Changers. So Ramirez here and Kanu. Just wanted to show these ones, and we'll go check out Cantona just in a second. So you got Ramirez here. Anticipating chip shot. I don't know if anyone does anybody use chip shot as a playstyle. I feel like on a CDM that's going to be tough. High, pretty solid actually for a 121 here. And then we got Kanu. Feel like we don't see him get a lot of items, but a 120 striker. Tiki Taka might be a good like hold up striker. Playing your wingers. So let's go check out the Cantona here. 122. Man, look at that physicality and the pace. 156 pace, 157 shooting. 150 dribbling also stands out. And he's got 5-star skill moves. I think though this is going to be a scary combination of dribbling and strength. I'm curious though, chat, like people have used Cantona items in the past. Does he feel smooth on the ball with that kind of, I guess, mixture of good dribbling and good strength? Like I would assume he's very difficult to get off the ball. And then add in the power shot or the long shot and shot power stats. 158. And then just looking at some of his traits here, he's got outside the foot, high, medium. He's a truck. I mean, I would be interested to see if people who can make it work, because like you get that dribbling and physicality combo, add in some good pace, and he does have bruiser. But he comes at a pretty hefty tag here, 57,000. And then Shevchenko, we looked at earlier, is 22,000. The Vinny there is 67. And then if we look at some of the game changer ones, Ramirez we just looked at was 24,000. And then we got the Saka there. And then the Kanu is actually only 11 for a 120 here. And then that's where, yeah, that was the rest of those. Don't have the George Best in here, but can show him off in the team. Believe I had him in here, no? Okay, did not have the George Best in here. You'll have to wait and see what he looks like. But this is my attempt at fitting in as many of these Numero players as possible. So that's a look at Numero here. Some other stuff wanted to go through, chat, is going to be, obviously we've got like the different offers here, is league exchanges. So there's a new league limited player. This is Abedi Pele 119. I don't know if a lot of you use that Lizarazu from last time, but we have a left winger, Pele, 5-star skill or 4-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot, and then you can play left mid and cam. Usually you see this Pele at cam, and then some of his attributes, and he's got whipped cross. High medium here. What are we thinking, chat? Seeing some L's in chat for Pele here, Abedi Pele. Is it just, I don't know if people are going to be using him as a left winger when you've seen some of the options in there, but hey, he's there if you have a lot of the league tokens to use, and we had that Lizarazu last time as well. So let's just quickly check out the quests here. I guess the Game Changers ones, you guys are working on those already. Numero for the quest. A bunch of them, get some gems, some draft vouchers, and then this is a cool one, get some Numero boots in there too once you finish all these quests. And then the other one as well will just be around just confirming here there are still star shards in your daily rewards. And then for exchanges, it's going to be the usual rank up points exchange. Let's check in now to Division Rivals. So look at that awesome background there for Division Rivals. And we can check out the rewards. Nothing changing too much here. And then we can check out to see FC Champion. We got some new kits here. This one's a cool one. Reputation 4. Haven't seen that one before. Got some Numero backgrounds. Yeah, Numero logos. If you're grinding for those head-to-head, versus attack, or manager mode stars, they are there. And then let's take a look here at challenge mode. So we do have the ultimate challenge making a return. It's going to be your 5,000 gems. And then you're going to have your daily challenge as well. So this one is there too. One thing as well wanted to mention about Numero is there's going to be some weekly events that are going to be related to the challenges of that week. So like, for example, there's going to be a challenge that comes up saying score 77 goals in a PvP mode, or 777 goals. Different of these kind of challenges that are going to pop up. Not challenge mode per se, but just letting you guys know. And I guess this was the other one, is who in chat finished the icon reveal challenge for these new 119 gold rank with the Varane, the Aguero, the Pepe, and the Karl Heinz. I'm not even going to try to say his last name. I always butcher it. So that is there. Make sure you grab those. Even though they're not going to be starting in your team, it's good to grab them. Obviously, those 4 new icons will be getting like event-style items in future events. So don't worry, this is not the only chance to get them. The other thing, chat, I've been seeing is the walkout. Let's take a look at it. Let's check out what we're working with here. Numero walkout. Ooh. Van Bommel. We got a 117. All right, let's do another draft here. Got hit with the exact same player back-to-back times. All right, hold up. We need to make something. Yeah, have something better here on stream. All right, we're just gonna grab these. And then we're going to grab these. All right, chat. We're going to get something decent in these drafts here. All right, Numero. Here we go. All right, there we go. Just to see a nice walkout. Got to get an icon there. What do we think, chat, of the walkout? Very nice. I will say, I do like the player item art on these, especially because these are going to be different week by week based on the number. So seeing that number 7 in the back, and then the action shot, seeing the 7 on the players is very cool as well. It's not bad, right? I'm seeing some dubs. It's a cool animation. So that was kind of a look there at Numero. Obviously every week, new players coming out. And then, yeah, we have division rivals here. I think scouting camp, yeah, I don't know if there's going to be a new scouting camp coming in for Numero. I'd assume so. Wasn't in the build here, but if you do play that, we'll have more info. The other bit as well wanted to mention is there's going to be a new update to the inbox. So because I'm playing on this build, I don't have any friends in game, but there's going to be a new inbox setup coming up in a couple days' time. So I think once Numero comes in that same update. So make sure you go check it out. It's just a nice little quality of life change coming there. Otherwise, we went through Division Rivals rewards. We went through the 2 new Game Changer players. We went through Numero, the signings here. Oh, we did have to check out the badge. Good shout there if you are going for Numero badges. Just to give you a look at what you're working with. Level 4 right now, but all the way up to level 5. And the groups for this first week here. If you get these 3 players, I think your attacking front line is in very good shape. And then just a look here at all the players showing. So George Best not showing just yet, but you got to look at him early. Don't have the stats for you, however, but that Vinny, that Cantona at the 122. And obviously some great options from 121 all the way through. So that, chat, is a look at Numero. Should be a fun event to go and test out some of these players. I think personally that Saka, seeing that one, will be pretty achievable. I think if you need a new right winger, even he can play like right mid. But what did we think, chat? Was there anyone in these signings? Here, I'm just going to filter again by Numero. Out of these signings costs, who for you stands out in week 1? Just going to scroll through. Drop in chat. I mean, we're not going to go too far down to the 117s or 18s, but let's see. Out of these first 2 rows, are we trying to go for? Is Vinny achievable? I don't know. I think the Saka and the Bellingham. I mean, even having fun with like a Pellegrini could be good. Seeing a Xavi Simons, yeah, I think that's a solid one. Could even go for the Job too, but yeah. Some decent ones here. Obviously, every week we'll have some new players in there. All right, so that is Numero. Before we get into the code, reward code for this, I wanted to mention the limited beta that's coming out. So there's a new beta that's coming out for FC Mobile. So it's going to be available on Android in only select countries. So it's Singapore, Malaysia, Canada, India, Romania, Argentina, Colombia, and Indonesia. It starts August 26th. Actually, a few hours after reset, so I want to say in about 12 hours or so from the time of this stream. And it runs from August 26th to September 13th. So if you're on Android in those countries I just mentioned, you'll be able to test it out, try out the new beta build ahead of the anniversary event release in September. If you are on iOS, there will be some limited test flight links that will be sent out. It'll be globally, so it doesn't matter where in the world for iOS, but you will need to get those invite links from our socials. So we're posting them on Instagram or Facebook, so make sure you follow us there because we'll be dropping some special first come, first serve test flight iOS links there. However, when it comes to what's in the beta, we're just going to pull up this quick video on game plans. You've probably seen it on our socials or on Reddit, but it's a cool feature coming to FC Mobile next month, and it's the ability to set up these game plans. You can set up to 4 different ones by combining your preferred formation with one of 5 mentalities, like you can see, Ultra Attack all the way to Ultra Defend, and this will be applied in head-to-head. So previously you couldn't change your formation mid-match. You're very much just stuck. If you're playing a 4-4-2, 4-3-3, you're stuck in that. But now you can set these different game plans which let you change your formation and mentality midway through the match. So I see a lot of people in comments joking about certain play styles, but realistically, I think this will give you a lot of flexibility with how you approach your head-to-head matches. So we're going to have more details about this in an upcoming Dev Talk next month, as well as having Timo to talk through the gameplay adjustments there. Another bit to mention in the beta you'll notice is a new feature called Gauntlet Mode. So what this is a series of rounds that you'll be playing. I think it's mostly PvE, where you put your squad to the test, your squad building ability to the test, and that means that every round you play, you can't reuse the same players again after you've played the first match. So let's say you play with your top lineup in match 1. Match 2 means you actually have to set a different lineup. So there's going to be different requirements, and we're going to pull up a couple screenshots here just to give a quick look so like you can see what Gauntlet looks like in the beta. And then also, all these matches you'll be playing will not just be simple PvE matches. We're going to have different requirements. So we'll go to the next screenshot here. Different objectives, requirements. You'll be familiar with some of these, but those 2 ones to look at the bottom, traits, those are going to be things like house rules or like boosters to your gameplay. So you'll see like increased shot speed or getting extra points for scoring from a specific area on the pitch. So it's just kind of a way to spice up some of the PvE matches you'll be playing in Gauntlet. At the same time, you have to think about how you build your lineup from match to match. So if you're able to get into the beta, you'll be able to try this out. So just giving you guys a little early sneak peek at that, but if you jump into the beta about 12 hours time, or you can probably see some of the screenshots, or even read our article coming out at the same time. So it'll be a fun one. And then finally, with the beta, but also a sneak peek to what's coming up in the new update and beyond, is going to be 4 new playstyles. So incisive through pass, dead ball, driven lob through, and slide tackle. So incisive through ball, as you can see, is going to be better through balls, improved target selection, improving how you send your through passes. Dead ball is going to be free kicks, improved, some more curl, pace, dip, control. Driven lob through is just going to be better lobbed through balls, more curve, more control. And then the 4th new play style will be slide tackle. So increasing your slide tackle range and just speeding up the tackle animation. So you'll be able to try these out in the beta, and then those 4 new play styles will be coming out in Anniversary and beyond as well. So not all just at Anniversary, we'll be seeing new play styles of those 4 coming out throughout the next few months. So a lot there. Didn't want to spoil too much of the fun ahead of the Anniversary update. There's obviously going to be new features coming in and new improvements to gameplay, but really if you get to jump into the limited beta, it'll be a lot of fun for you to test and see what's coming up. So game plans, I think is the big one, changing your formation mid-match. Gauntlet is a cool like twist on how you play PvE matches and the objectives and these house rules. And then thirdly is just going to be those new play styles as well. So interested to see your guys' feedback on it, your first impressions, and how it changes, I think, head to head, especially the game plans. I want to see everybody's new game plan set up, how they're going to approach head to head. It's going to be fun. So we're going to now bring up the redemption code for today's show. It is Numero Uno. So with that, redeem that for a draft voucher and 100 rank up points. And make sure that you're getting ready for Numero coming up. So it launches the usual time this week. So at the same point, make sure you finish up any champions things you need to do before then. And while we're waiting for everybody to grab the code, this is something Jason was sharing with me. So if you're still hanging on to the show here, there are a couple fun things, little bits of trivia. I know we did some trivia in Numero, but this is episode, I want to say 80 we've done of these FC Mobile Live shows. And Jason actually came up with a couple trivia questions about FC Mobile Live. And I want to see, chat, if you can answer these. So you're just going to write in the chat the number, the episode number that this happened. So first one for you, we'll rattle through these. What was the episode number in FC Mobile Live when we were able to first show a direct feed of the game versus previous screenshots? If you know, it's a deep cut. We're talking about 4+ years. Actually, probably 4 years ago. So if you remember, it's a fun one. You can also go check out our old streams on YouTube, but let's see. Someone guessed it. It was 4. This is episode 4, if you remember, Tropical Tour. The next trivia question for you guys, a fun one, is what was the episode number in which TAC first appeared on FC Mobile Live? Even better if you can name what event it was. Let's see. This one's a tougher one. It was in 2023. So TAC first appeared episode 19, Team of the Season. So if you got that one, you're definitely an OG. The next one was Jason put together was a trivia question around what episode did I first wear this cap, this FC cap. So I didn't always have this cap on. There's even an episode I didn't even wear a cap and just got absolutely torched for that. But if you remember what episode did this cap first make an appearance, that would be very impressive if you got it. And I'm sure Jason would also be very happy because he's been putting these awesome trivia questions together. Let's see. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It was episode 24. So those were kind of some fun little trivia questions around FC Mobile Live trivia. These are good. We'll keep a few more for next month. We'll do some more of these like OG FC Mobile Live trivia. I think you guys have gotten a lot of them. It's always fun going back and looking at some of the old streams from a few years ago. So if you do get a chance, they're on our YouTube channel. And also, if you're just tuning in right now for today's stream, you can go back and check out Numero, which was the event that we ran through together. We looked at the new event, looked at the player items, the drafts, the walkout, the rewards, as well as we went over some of the limited beta stuff real briefly. So a lot in today's episode. Excited to see you guys again. Hope you've been enjoying Champions. Hope you enjoy Numero coming up. And really excited to see you guys in stream. So that wraps up today's show. And also make sure you grab our code redemption there. But yeah, that wraps up from today's show. Thank you so much for joining. We'll be seeing you guys in a few weeks for our next episode. That's all from me. So thank you guys. Take care and see you in the next one.